Hello, I'm Jodie from Tales of Cloth, and today we're making the Rolling Star EPP block from Red Sky at Night. Now, if you've been watching the other Red Sky at Night English paper piecing videos, chances are you could make this block in your sleep. It's traditional and it's very simple, but I'm still going to walk you through and add some tips along the way for things like how I get almost perfect points in the center and how you can improve yours. Now, the first thing I want to bring up is that all of my diamonds have their tails facing the same way. And the reason I like to do this is because if you have them facing in like a star, then once you sew them together, all of those tails will create a little windmill effect, which is very easy once you take the papers out to press them back into place, and they won't create any extra bulk. And if you have your tails one facing up and one facing down in this kind of clockwise or anti-clockwise direction, it means that you don't need to keep track of which points face the center and which points face out. No matter which way you put your diamond into the star, it's going to have the tail facing the right way. I have a blog post about this on my website. I'll link it below, and I'll show you exactly how I base the diamonds so that the tails do this. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is sew our star diamonds into pairs. And to do that, I always line up on all sides. I don't know if you can see, but there's a little bit of bulk there that's just happened in basting. So I don't want to trust that as the edge that I'm going to stitch from. I want to line it up on all sides to get the most accurate stitching start possible. And then stitch along that first seam. Okay, this is my second pair. Now, if you want to, at this stage, you can keep that thread intact and just add the 2/4 together. Just saves one little breaking of the thread and starting again. Line it up on all sides. There's one half star. Now I'm going to make the other. Okay, I've got my 2 halves, and now I'm going to sew them together. And I'm giving priority to lining up the center over lining up the 2 edges. So I'm going to call that the middle, and you can check by making sure these sides are lined up as well. Now that means that I've got the tiniest bit of overhang that might just be fabric fold on this side, but that makes me glad that I didn't line this side up first and end up with too much overhang on this side and not a very good point in the middle. Okay, once I approach the middle, I always flip it over. Move these tails out of the way. Stitch through the bulk of the seams as best I can. And then continue stitching towards the edge. And there's my finished star. I really like that point in the middle. I don't always get it perfect, but the tips that I showed you while I was stitching it together have greatly improved my chances of it being really nice. Okay, I've kept my thread attached. I'm going to grab a square. Start sewing from where the thread ended last time. Oh, that's annoying when that happens over and over. And I'm going to work my way around the star, adding squares between the diamonds. Now that I've added all my squares, I'm going to add a ring of diamonds around the block. Now all I've got left is the corners. So we're just going to center them as best we can. Because of this join here, sometimes the block is a little bit wider than the base of the triangle. So we're going to use guidelines like this here to have that in line with this point in the star, and then stitch it on. Here's my finished rolling star block. If you'd like to join us stitching, you can buy the Red Sky at Night pattern in my website. I'll link it below the video. Thanks so much for watching.